Then it goes to my Notion database, scans through those notes, and voila! Based on the session notes, the guitar amps used for Really Awesome Song by ABD were... If you're new here, hi, my name is Josh Holland. I'm a music producer and artist with over 7 million streams with artists such as Buried Alive and Lyrizone. I spent 25 years building a career in music, and I want to help you remove the mental barriers and build the systems to finish your work and grow. Normally I do music stuff, but I've been working with AI a lot recently. I wanted to showcase some stuff that I've built for myself within the studio so that way I could be able to operate at a higher level. So let me walk you through a couple things. So first off, we have here, I've created this studio session portion of my app. This is basically my personal AI assistant. It's connected to Notion. So you can see on screen, I have my studio work database over here, and then I have my studio session through my Remi, which is basically my assistant. Okay, so first, All But Denied is my own band. So by me putting something in here, if it's convoluted, I will know that it's not correct information. So we're just going to go Really Awesome Song. And then we're going to do Start Session. Now it's going to scan and see if that song already exists. If it does, it'll just go right into session notes and we just go from there. But right now, no match found because it's not there yet. So we're going to create a page. So now if you look over here on my studio work database side, I'm going to click create and it's going to create a new Really Awesome Song. So now I'm going to open this up. Now, if you note right down here, it says session June 1st, it gives the time. So this is where it starts to get really cool. So say I'm working on stuff and I'm like, okay, so I need to take some notes. Okay, we found a guitar tone that we really like. So let's say I'm using archetype nollie for main rhythm. And so that shows up, as you can see, over here in my notes. And so let's say that vocals are sounding good, but client is going to practice before final tracking. So these are just notes that I would take during a session so that way if I'm like, where were we at on what was that thing? Because when there's a lot of different things going on, you have to understand that working in music, you may have a bunch of different projects going at the same time. And I try and be really well organized, but I also hate going into databases because it burns through a bunch of my mental energy. So this allows me to put it into the database while also not being in the database. So now here's where it gets even cooler. So say we got done with our session and we've got some stuff to figure out. And it's like, okay, drums are tracked, you just need to edit drums. Well, now I can create a task. So then when I create the task, it will actually create here with a checkbox. So that way I can check it off on either side and it affects both. So now instead of me having to have all of these things in multiple different layers and me having to go searching through things, I can literally just pull up this session mode and be able to walk myself through it. And then here's what's really cool. Okay, so let's say that we're using Pliny for clean. And then let's say that we're using okay, so now you're seeing how I've taken notes for the different types of things that I have on guitar, and that has now put it into here. So here's where it gets into the next fun, interesting point. So now I say we're at the end. Oh, I forgot. Start the session and it will track. I can track where if it's hourly, it will tell me what I'm actually making at whatever the hourly rate is for that project, day rate at whatever the day rate is, project rate for the project rate, and no charge if it's just taking care of somebody. So there are options and all of it will populate for me. So we'll just drop, like set it over to hourly so that way we're going to go back $1,000 an hour, just so we can watch this thing grow really at an exponential rate, just for the fun of it. So now we can take this and then I could take a break. Like if we're like, hey, we're going to take a lunch break or whatever, and I can take a break for it. So that way, if it's on hourly, I'm not charging somebody for something that shouldn't be charged. And then, okay, now the session's done. Ta-da. All of these things come up in Remi, and my assistant tells me everything that's going on. Okay, so let's fast forward a bit. Now, check out what I can do. So going back to looking at our All But Denied really awesome song, say we're 3 months out or 6 months out, and I'm like, what guitars did I use for that? Now, I could just find the session, pull it up, load it, and go start hunting through amps. Or I can do the following. I can just go down here and be, what guitar amps did I use for the All But Denied song, really awesome song? Then it goes to my Notion database, scans through those notes, and voila! Based on the session notes, the guitar amps used for Really Awesome Song by ABD were, and the big thing here is that I could write it down in a notebook, but then I have to find it in a notebook. I've used task management apps and things like Evernote and Google Drive, but then it's like I've used so many different ones over the years that it's like, which era was that in and which place was it? So now I can put everything in one place that I control. I put it all there. I know what's there, and I know how to fix it if something goes wrong. I don't have to be like, tech support, help me, and then nobody responds. I can just go into Claude Code and go, hey, this thing's not working. Here's a screenshot. Here's what it's supposed to do. Go look. And then once it does, fixes it back up, and Remi's back on track. So at the end of the day, a lot of this is I want to take care of my clients better. I want to have more of a life myself instead of spending so much cognitive resource just trying to remember the amount of things that I have to. And at the end of the day, it helps me also be more present and be there for people in a real, very real way. I find that this is helping, for lack of a better way to put it, I'm using AI to be able to be more human and just offload all the crap that isn't necessary, that has just become part of our normal. So on that note, if you would like to know more about this, or if you have interest further, I will be dropping more things about what I'm doing with this. I will probably be doing quite a bit of building kind of in public as I start doing more now that I have this one working. I'm also going to continue producing music and doing my own music with my All But Denied project. But this is just something that started as a fun little idea that's turned into something that is completely revolutionizing the way that I run my life. So thank you for checking this out. Have a good day.